Hello, testing, testing. Hopefully this is working. I shall wait for a 5x5. Oh, dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. This is Archie. He will be my co-host today. Yeah, this is Archie. He's my new friend. Burp. That's very rude. That's very rude. Yeah, so we got a puppy, and he was not my first choice. I love him though. He's really good. But I think I told you guys last week, I had my heart set on a golden retriever for once in my life. Don't listen, Archie. Don't listen. And then ow! That's very rude. But he like couldn't be more perfect. He's really a good puppy. He's like very mellow for a puppy, and I can just tell he's going to be a real good dog. So anyway, I love it. Somebody, I posted a picture of him on my Telegram, and some guy was like, yeah, it's cute, but I prefer real dogs. I'm like, yeah, so do I. It's just funny how guys like, they think it's like a threat to their manlyhood if they like a dog that's smaller than a bread box, but they're just animals, right? Yeah, he likes to bite. He's getting better with that, Alara. And he sleeps well. He's almost potty trained, right? He has, like, I have cleaned up everything off the floor because he likes to eat everything. And so he'll just go under my bed and he'll just find these treasures. Like, he found a whole entire stack of tissue paper that is now strewn about my bedroom because I didn't have time to grab him because I was trying to figure this out. He does look like an Ewok. He reminds me of the, what's that thing called? I almost called it the larynx, the Lorax. Hi, guys. Yeah, he's still a teething baby. He's got little hypodermic needles for teeth. Do you guys see his eyebrows? I don't know if you guys can tell he's got eyebrows. Show everybody your eyebrows. He's got little eyebrows. That's why I fell in love with him. Yeah, he's real cute. Apartments aren't suitable for big dogs. I always feel bad for them. That's true, Tessa. Hi, by the way. But actually, Great Danes do well. The biggest dogs are actually some of the biggest best apartment dogs, I hear, because they are super lazy. They don't want to move around a lot. So they actually say Great Danes do well. So if you're a big dog person and you live in an apartment, you can maybe get a Great Dane. I love golden retrievers. They have the best personalities, I think, but they're very rambunctious. They need a lot of attention, and like a lot of attention. He's eating my hand. He's got Trudeau's eyebrows. Like, literally, he found them on the floor. They are Trudeau's eyebrows. Cuteness is the theme. Hey, Joshua. Oh no, your dog ate your shoes. Yeah, the only other thing though about Great Danes is they only live like 9 years. It's like just long enough to get, to fall in love and get massively attached, and then they croak, right? Right? All right, I'll let him down now. Go do bad things. Is my sound okay, by the way? I've been using this microphone and I haven't had a chance to test it. And the reason I'm late tonight is because for the second time in a week, last week, this also happened when I was trying to go live. All day I'm using my computer, all day there are no problems. And then as soon as I try to go live, my internet stops working. So that's cool. Okay, awesome. Thanks, you guys. Nugget size. Hi, Lala. Awesome. Okay, good. I'm glad I dusted this old thing off the microphone. So I heard you were supposed to be freaking out today, Loyal says. Well, not so much freaking out. I just it's not like a vent, like I need to like vent about something. It's like I kind of went through something in the last few days, and I just want to talk about that because it brought up a lot of it brought up a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff that, you know, I think a lot of us deal with when we are awakening. And so I have stayed off of Facebook for the past couple of years. As soon as I made my YouTube channel, I made a new Twitter, I made a new Instagram, I ditched my old ones, and I left Facebook. I mean, I kind of was starting to leave Facebook anyway. I didn't make a new Facebook because it was like, I literally have like an allergy to Facebook. Every time I would go on there, I would start feeling it in my body. And I was feeling really heavy and just gross. And I don't know if it's just because people have the ability to kind of talk and talk and talk on there. It's not, you don't have to keep it concise, that people feel more free to attack others, and they kind of get into their narcissism, I believe, a little bit more. I mean, not more than Instagram, but Instagram is a whole other kind of narcissism. So I had not been going on Facebook, and, you know, I would check it very rarely. And every time I did, I would regret it. So the other day I checked it, and the second post I saw was, it was a post that somebody I don't even think I recognize them. I don't even know how they're on, but that's like a lot of people on my Facebook. At one point I was going on my Facebook and I was like, yeah, I just went through my whole feed and I just have one question. Who are all you people? I have no idea who any of you are. I don't know if that's because a lot of the girls that I knew have changed their faces and got married and have different names, or I mean, I just at one point was adding everybody. So anyway, I see this post from a guy who I don't think I've ever seen a post from him before, and I'm not really sure who he is, but he's posting a ton of pictures of an old friend of mine. And I started reading this long paragraph, and I had to read it 3 times because I just was not, like, it was not computing that he was saying that my friend had died. And this is a friend who I haven't talked to in a long time. He actually used to be my boss a long time ago, but he was a very important person in my life because he was always very supportive of me. So we actually worked at a big company, and I was like the receptionist at this company, and he was actually an independent contractor. So he didn't really, you know, he worked for the company, but not really. And he ended up coming to me one day and he's like, I want you to come work for me. I don't want you to like be the receptionist anymore. You need to come work for me. And so I was like, okay. So I went and I started working for him instead. And he was always so supportive of me. And even when I was working for him, he was like, you shouldn't even be working for me. You should be doing your own thing, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he was actually trying to get me to go back into hypnotherapy and stuff like that. So anyway, he called me about a year and a half ago. By the way, he was the kind of guy who never missed a birthday, never missed a Mother's Day. He was always, you know, always checking in with stuff like that. He was really good about stuff like that. He just really was a sweet guy. And I know that everybody says that after they lose somebody. It's like you romanticize all the really good things about them, but he really was, like, everybody liked him. Everybody liked this person. And he was a very important person in my life, like I said. Anyway, he had called me about a year and a half ago, and he had come across my stuff, my YouTube or whatever. And he was just letting me know that he was really proud of me. And, you know, he was a closet Trump supporter and stuff like that. And so that was the last time I talked to him. And so he was about a year or 2 older than I am. And I guess he died of cancer, which I can't wrap my brain around. And then there's the part of me that feels really guilty, like a coward, that I abandoned. You know, it's so stupid. Like, if I would have stayed on Facebook, maybe I would have known. Maybe I could have helped him. You know, he was really clear on the political stuff, but I don't know if he's ever heard of, I don't know if if anyone ever mentioned to him looking into naturopathic things or some of the other things that we talk about and that we know about, and who knows if it even could have helped him or what, but yeah, there's definitely that guilt of not being there. And you know, you might say, well, you know, if he was so important to you, why didn't you just keep in touch with him? That's not me. It's so weird. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I am, in some ways, I am very much not female. And in one of those ways is like in friendships and stuff. I'm not one of those girls that's like, oh, I get along so much better with guys. I get along actually really great with both guys and girls. But my problem, if I've ever had problems in my female friendships, it's always been because I can't even look at the chat, because every time somebody is sweet, I think I've told you guys before, if people are sweet, that takes my strength. But thank you guys so much. Anyway, I'm really bad with, you know, staying in communication with, like I stay in communication with just a few people a lot and at a time, I would say. But I'm not super great at correspondence, and I never have been. And I don't really know why that is. I even go back to in high school, my best friend Katie, I remember having these conversations with her where I felt like I was the boyfriend and she was the girlfriend, because she would be like, you never call me. I'm always the one that has to make plans. I always compliment you. You never compliment me. And like all of these things. It was actually really eye-opening. And it was actually a really important conversation that I had with her that made an impact, but apparently not enough of an impact that changed that one. I mean, I definitely made a more conscious effort to like compliment her and things like that from then on. But as far as being that kind of friend that is, you know, hey, just checking in, like I try, I consciously make myself do that a little bit more now. And it has nothing to do with me not caring. I think about people all the time. I'll literally go to bed thinking about a million people, but I don't reach out to them. I don't know why that is. Oh, is that a Capricorn thing? I am kind of a dude. I am kind of a dude in some ways. And that's why with my guy friendships were always so much easier, because I never got guilted for, you know, they might be like, hey, where have you been? But, you know, it never went past that. But girls tend to get a little bit more, they take it more personally, I find. So anyway, I'm just not that kind of a person that keeps in touch. I have so many people in my life that have meant a ton to me, that still mean a ton to me. And I'm not in regular correspondence with them, but I know that I could reach out to them at any time. And I hope that they all know. And I'm pretty sure the ones, you know, that most of them do know that they could call me for anything at any time. And I would drop, you know, whatever to help them or to talk to them or whatever. So anyway, that was a wake-up call for me with my, you know, I guess kind of running and hiding from, I have surrounded myself with like-minded people, which has really helped me in my awakening. And I just kind of left everybody else to themselves. I left a few breadcrumbs in the beginning, being like, listen, if you're interested in some of the things I'm talking about, you know, you can find me here. And in that way, it was kind of like, you can, you know, check in, see what I'm doing if you want. Like, if you're feeling called to it, I wasn't going to sit there and argue with people, especially since most of the people I know, I mean, you guys know, most of the people, not only didn't agree with me on anything, but they were like angry at the things that I was believing. So thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's so weird. It's such a weird thing. So then I got into a conversation yesterday after I found out about my friend Courtney. I was talking to another one of my friends, and I was telling him how Courtney was like just the guy that everybody liked. Everybody liked him. And it was bringing me back to my first year in college. I actually lost another friend, and his name was Kevin. And it was also like he was just the most, there was nobody that didn't like him. It was just his funeral had like thousands of people at it. I'm not even kidding. And everybody loved him. He was just the most kind-hearted soul. And I'm thinking to myself, why is it that it's the good people that go early? I mean, it's even the cliche, only the good die young. There's songs about that. And why is it that, why don't the assholes go? Why are the assholes are like cockroaches. They stick around forever. They never die, right? And you would think it would be the opposite of that. You'd think that living in such a toxic way would actually affect your lifespan, but apparently it doesn't. And so hi Rosie, looking at it from like a philosophical point of view, I guess, or not philosophical, because that sounds a bit cold, more from like a spiritual point of view. It seems to me like, you know, from what I gather, this is just my opinion on the way things work. I truly do believe that we're given a choice when we come here. What our plight will be and what our life will be like and what kind of an impact we want to make and what kind of things we want to heal, what we want to work on, et cetera, et cetera. And these lives that are lost early, and they're such amazing people, make an incredible impact. And so isn't that kind of a massive sacrifice that somebody might choose before coming into this life, knowing that that was part of what their life's mission was, that they were going to leave this planet early, and it was going to wake a lot of people up. And that does happen when people lose somebody that they love, especially when it's somebody young and it doesn't make sense, like a 42-year-old dying of cancer, melanoma. Like, how does that make any sense? He was the healthiest. I mean, obviously when he was a surfer and a swimmer, so obviously he spent a lot of time in the sun. But he like took care of himself, he didn't do drugs, and he was always healthy and exercising, and he had a really great outlook on life. He was a really positive person. So you think that that would have an impact on I mean, we know that has an impact on your physical body. So yeah, I choose to look at it that way because it helps me, but also that does make sense to me that that we that we make those choices to have certain sacrifices. And some of our plight that we take upon ourselves when we come to this planet is also alleviating karma and helping the people around us as well. Sometimes we choose things that are not only for our own growth, but for the growth of the people that we love. And I think I had talked about that before, about like severe disabilities and things like that. Because how would it make sense? This is where to me, where reincarnation makes the most sense, because how would it make any sense if you get one shot at life and like you die when you're a month old? Or, I mean, we can come up with a million different scenarios as to why life is not fair. And no, it's not supposed to be fair, I guess, but in the grand scheme of things, what is the point of a life if not to learn, to grow? And then some people don't even get a chance to do that. So that's where it makes more sense to me that we all kind of live through everything. Like you might have a certain, your life might be real cushy in this time. But that might be because you've already overcome a lot of things, or that might be because you weren't ready to tackle things yet. But I think in the long run, it has to even out. That's just what I think. And I'm glad for my spirituality, because, I mean, not that I'm not devastated, because I am, but I feel like that's, helping me stay positive through this, because, man, that was a gut punch for sure. Perhaps he had done what he came to do. Yeah. Sorry. I know I'm not the only person that he was really supportive of and whose life he changed. So it's a reminder too of our impact as human beings. If you were to die tomorrow, what's your legacy? Yeah, sorry. Whew. Yeah, so what is your legacy? And I'm so grateful for these last 2 garbage years because I've turned a lot of things around in my life, and I do think that I do feel better about what I'm leaving behind as far as a life well lived. I was so shallow and self-centered and just oblivious before I woke up. And that's not to say that I didn't care about people. I totally did. It's so stupid. I always used to cry privately about feeling bad for other people, but I never did anything about it. So what good did it do? You know, in my heart, I was like, well, I know I'm a good person because I do care about other people. I do worry about them. I do want good things for every human. I don't want anyone to suffer. I want everybody to be happy. You know, I wanted those things, but what was I doing about it? Nothing. That's the answer. So, that was what, you know, it's another really good perspective to look back on these last years that have been really crappy for all of us, and some more than others. You know, some people are still kind of doing okay. Some people don't know how they're going to feed their families. Like that is, it's not okay. And so a lot of people are going through different variations of very hard times, and what's it all worth, you know? But when we get to step back and get like a real eye-opening moment of looking at life for what it is, rather than just looking at the surface of things, then we can start to see that our strife is an opportunity to grow ourselves. Now I'm just rambling, but that's really what I like, the strong message that I got from this. Lots of messages that I got from this, but yeah, like that is the legacy of my friend. That's just a tiny piece of the legacy that he left behind, but I'm determined to do even better now because of him, and to do even more. And when I start to get, you guys know that I get like, I don't even know what I'm doing, and I get lazy and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to fight that so much harder now because Courtney can't do it. And he wanted me to do it. And maybe if that was what his life's mission was about, I'm not going to let it go to waste. Right? Okay, I think I can read some of these comments now without blubbering. You're the ultimate empath, like many of us. We think we can fix the world single-handedly. We really try hard to do it. Yeah, that can also make us feel overwhelmed when we're like, okay, it's got to be massive. Like I remember thinking, I don't know. I feel very content with just helping a little bit of people at a time. Like I don't really care if I get any more subscribers on YouTube. I don't care if any of that. I don't care if there were 10 people watching me right now. I would still show up and do this because just that is even if you're just helping one person, it is an impact that you can't even measure. And even if that one person is just yourself, same thing. Like, we are here as pillars of light. And he's alive somewhere on another mission. His spirit carries the code from this life to his next, which means you can still connect with him. I actually had a dream about him. Actually, I know everybody says this, but the last couple weeks I had been thinking about him, like nothing profound. He was like popping in my head the last couple weeks. And so that was another reason why I couldn't compute, because he was like still alive in my brain. That was the same thing with my friend Kevin, who I was just talking about, who died when it was my first year in college, but I went to high school with Kevin, and he was like notorious for his hugs. He gave the best hugs on the planet. He just would like envelop your whole body. He was just such a warm human being. And a couple days after he died, I had this very real, vivid dream about him where we were actually, it was so like symbolic, it's almost stupid. Like if you were writing a book, the publisher would look at you and be like, nah, this is too like on the nose, you need to change this. But we were on a train tracks, and he was like down on the end of one of the train tracks, and we were like walking towards each other, and then we start walking faster and faster, and then we start running towards each other, and then he just gives me this hug, and it was exactly like the hugs that he used to give. He had this white sweatshirt, this big white sweatshirt he always used to wear, and it was just him. I know it was him. And you guys know that when you have dreams about people, they're always changing they're always changing like who they are. Like the 1 second it'll be like your 8th grade math teacher, and then the next minute it'll be your mom, and then whatever. And I feel like when it's actually the person, they don't change, and then they do have their own personalities and characteristics. Joe says, I had a dream about my father a few nights ago. It's happened many times before. People actually died. I'm scared. Oh, well, I know that I actually have members of my family who have that, who have sometimes had dreams about people, and then they would die. But I think also on a subconscious level, once you start to tune into the fact that you can do that, it almost starts, because also remember that part of the reason we dream is to actually vent things out. And so if you are putting that input into your subconscious mind, even not knowingly, then you are going to have to vent it out. Your brain's going to say, nope, we don't need this information. You're going to start venting. You're going to start dreaming about people more, because your brain is going to be kind of making this connection and trying to throw it out, if that makes sense. Like if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to dream about my loved ones, because if I dream about my loved ones, that means that they might die soon. Yeah, Rosie, I have not been back there since then. Anyway, so then you are actually, you're namuing yourself to it. You're kind of tethering yourself to that thought. And then it can become a method of just like venting that thought out. And then you freak yourself out because you're like, why am I dreaming about my dad? It could just be that. Yeah, sometimes gifts like that can be really scary when we don't know what we're doing with them, right? You're lucky if you have time to grieve those you've lost. Well, I guess you're lucky if you had people that you love enough to grieve, right? I feel very fortunate in the relationships in my life. I've had, people always come in when they need to, and it doesn't mean that they stick around forever in your life every day from then on out. No matter even the most important ones, sometimes they just come in and come out. And I've had a lot of really amazing people, and I continue to have amazing people in my life currently. So everybody has kind of come in even more so the last couple of years, I will say, the friendships that I've made and the people that even just in a moment will like, I'll just have like a moment of meeting somebody, or somebody will just like come into my life, say something really profound, and then I don't have any contact with them again. And I was just going to go somewhere with that. Come on, brain, do your thing. No, that is your thing. Don't do your thing. It'll come to me. Oh, I was going to talk about synchronicities. Then I was going to talk about, damn it, it'll come to me. Thank you guys. You guys are really very, very sweet. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So, when you start to kind of give into noticing those synchronicities in your life, I feel like when you're on your path, you do start getting signs that like, okay, this is, nobody's going to do it for you. You need to make up your mind yourself. But once you start to tap into whatever it is you're here for, whatever your life's mission is or whatever, you will start to get little like breadcrumbs along the way, little things that will like light up and be like, hey, what about this? And it's like, it gets to the point where you will start to laugh at it because you're like, this is so ridiculous. But only if you pay attention to it. You can choose to ignore it because everything is about consent, right? Or what's the word I'm looking for? When you make up your own decisions. Whatever. Everything is about, doing it on our own and making the choices on our own. And but the signs are there. And I was just reading something, I can't remember what it was, and it put it kind of well. It was like, once those paths, once you start to like find your mission, it's almost like the mission becomes like a very attentive lover with their hand on the small of your back, kind of moving you through gently and opening doors for you. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what it was like, except in the beginning when it was like pushing, like shoving me through. I mean, it was still, I was making the choices, but it was like, I really almost felt like I didn't have a choice because it was just so in my face. Free will. Thank you. Free will. Thank you, Tyler. Free Willy. Well, Maureen, we all got booted from Twitter. Yeah, so Joe says, I never heard of the term synchronicities, but I'd always talked about them. Then I heard about Carl Jung. I think that's how you spell it. It blew my mind. Now I live by them. Yeah, that's so cool. Dang it. Oh, hold on. So how did this get all the way over there? God. So I am starting my book club this week. And I know that it is not enough time if you have not started this book or even bought it yet to buy it and read it all. But if you're somebody who's already read it, or if you're somebody that's interested in reading it, or if you even just want to get through like a couple chapters before we discuss it, I just want to get going. I just want to give it a shot, just first and foremost. And I know that there are a lot of people that have read the Seth material. This is actually my first time reading it. And Alara recommended this to me a couple weeks ago. And it's, from what I hear, is like a more palatable raw material. So it covers some of the same things. It's more readable, that's for sure. And yeah, so far so good. I think I'm 11 chapters in so far. I started it the other day, and I don't even know if I'll finish, to be honest, by next Wednesday. So, but I figured, when I started this, I think I was telling you guys that I wanted to do kind of a book club thing, because to me, that was a way that I could encourage people to look into more of the spiritual side of things and consider things. And then people could help me by recommending books and things like that. And I was actually doing that for a little while through like an Instagram and I think Goodreads or something like that. I don't even remember, but that was where I found a lot of the books that I read early on that were waking me up. And so it was great. It was an awesome thing. But the hardest part was having a place that we could discuss it, because I'm like, I could do it on my YouTube channel, but then it's just me talking at you. And that's not much of a discussion. So I hated that. But now I realize that Telegram is kind of the perfect place for this, because of the voice chat feature. Not everybody wants to be on camera. And when you're having a discussion, it's hard if like some people can talk and some people have to type. So you can still join in the discussion in the chat. Like you can still just type. That's me typing. Or you can use your voice. It's up to you. And even if you have never read this book and you just want to sit in and listen and hear what it's about before you decide to read it, then that's cool too. Everybody is welcome. But I just figured that this would be a kind of a fun way. So much of the really great information that I've gotten through my awakening process has been through books. And the lighter stuff too, the happier stuff, the more spiritual stuff, the stuff that really makes me think and gives me perspective. Like, yes, it's still important to keep up with what's going on day-to-day news, whatever. And yes, the cabal, and yes, corruption, whatever. But I just stuck my foot in something wet. Oh, it's wet paper. The joys of having a puppy. Dying to be me. I think, Lala, I think you recommended that to me before. That is definitely on my list of books. Also, if you've got a recommendation for a book that I should do next time, then I would really appreciate you sending that to me. I'm going to make a whole long list of the books that, oh, Archie, I don't even know where he is. Come here, Archie, come here. Come here. He's sleeping on my other computer. Come here, Archie, come here. Come here. Good boy. Oh, he's stretching. He's doing a little yoga. A little upward dog. Now a little downward dog. Come here. Come here, sweet guy. Come here. Oh, up. Oh my gosh. You're a porker. He's gained a pound since he's been with me. Archie's got a fat butt. Archie's got a fat butt. Burp. He burped again. Oh, he's got the hiccups. He gets the hiccups a lot. It's kind of cute. Say hi to Maria. You guys see he's got the hiccups. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Did I disturb you? So yeah, The Alchemist. That's one I've read. We could do The Alchemist. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I've never heard of that. That sounds cool. Is this an ET? Yes, this is an ET. This is a dog entity. Shih Tzu. Yeah, he's part Shih Tzu. So yeah, we'll do book club stuff. You guys know that I've been talking more about the spiritual stuff just because that's what I felt called to do. And it's been hard. Actually I've got these oracle cards. Okay. They're not tarot cards. I know some people are like, that's the devil. I got these oracle cards, and I got these in Sedona when I was there with like Nicole Frolic and Alara and Foyle and Lala and Tyler and a bunch of other awesome people. And there were also a bunch of synchronicities to getting these cards. And an oracle deck is not like, you don't have to necessarily ask a question. You can just get a general card. They're so spot on. So the first night that I got them, we all went back to the house that we were staying at. We sat at the dinner table and I pulled a card for everybody, and everybody's card was like incredibly spot on. They're also really pretty. And then I just got these by the same person. They're also really pretty. And yeah, I'm gonna let you down. Anyway, and so I was thinking, if just for fun, if you guys wanted me to pull a couple cards for you, if anybody wants me to pull a card for them, they're really I don't know. They've been really spot on. I have a few friends here that might vouch for me if they feel like it. I'll pull cards every once in a while for my friends. I'll be like, hey, do you want me to pull you a card? They'll be like, yes. And they're always really spot on. I don't know. It's cool. So, but Kate has a big deck. Thank you very much. I'm very proud. Actually, this is my first. Wait, hold on. Okay, so metal plated face job, Victoria, and Brad are the first three that I see. If I miss somebody else, okay, so metal, Victoria, and then Brad. We'll just do three because I don't want to. Might take a while, but anyway, this is my smaller deck, so you get to choose. So metal, you can go first. Tell me whether you want. I feel so silly. This is so fun though. I have a Starseed deck, which is my big deck, my big fat deck. And then I've got the Work Your Light deck, which is the more slender deck. Would you like a slender deck or would you like a fat deck? Do you want to be a Starseed or do you want to be a light worker? So metal plated face job, let me know what you pick. Also Victoria and Brad, let me know. And I'll watch the chat for a second. I was afraid to do this because I don't want to turn people. I know I have a lot of people that are like Christian and stuff that watch me, and people are very opinionated. Like I said, these are not tarot cards or oracle cards. Not that it should matter. Okay, so metal wants the fat deck. Brad wants dealer's choice. Interesting. Victoria, light worker. Awesome. Okay, so I already forgot. All right, so this one's for metal. You guys are also going to laugh at. But first of all, these, because they're new, are really stiff. That's what she said. And I really suck at shuffling, so you guys can laugh at me with like these cards that don't even fit in my hands. I've got like little baby hands. Help me! I'm a T-Rex trying to shuffle cards. You see that? And then just pretend you didn't see that. I'm going to shuffle them under the table so that you guys can't see how bad I am. Rachel Ann, hi. Tarot is divination and oracle is the higher self. Yeah, so that's the other thing too. I've already kind of said a prayer over these so that only like your higher self or spirit guides, guardian angels, council of light, whatever you want to say, only benevolent beings can come through this. I have made the mistake before of not setting that intention first. And let me tell you that that is not a good thing. Okay, that's your card. This is how I pick it, by the way. I wait till one comes flying out. All right, so metal plated face job, whatever your name is. This is your card. Hopefully you can see that. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. All right, which one is this? This one's in here. I already forgot. A new earth. Oop, I just had it. Oop, I had it again. There it is. Okay, a new earth. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. This is your sign that you're facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to new seeds. Dream them into existence. Don't lose faith now. Keep your focus fixed. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pull this card, it's a reminder to have faith. You chose to be here, to be part of this global shift, whether you're bringing it about through prayer and meditation or through working on a new project, job, or creation. Keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you, more people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is. You're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working toward for so long is almost there. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep, for if you do, in the not too distant future, you'll be able to sit back and watch all that you've so carefully planted and nurtured grow and bloom. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. I love that. Aren't these cards pretty? I love them. All right, Victoria. This is for you, girl. These ones are a little bit easier to shuffle. Not going to brag. Because they're thinner. And I've been... Love you, Loyal. Oh, there we go. All right, Victoria, this is your card. There we go. Minnetonkan. What is that word? Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. How do I say that? Did I say Minnetonkan? Mintaken? We will find out. Hi, Kentucky Windage. Hey, Elise. All right. The only thing about this deck is that the whatevers are not in alphabetical order, which makes it really not easy to find things. Like they kind of are in alphabetical order, but it's separated into 3, whatever, it doesn't matter. I think these are at the back. There we go. Okay. Mintakans are a soul group who originated on the planet in the constellation Orion. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original light workers. The Mintakans' home, Menetaken. Thank you, Tessa. Menetaken? Whatever. Home planet is thought to have been a water world with water so pure that you could see through it for miles. For this reason, these people feel most at peace and at home when they're in or around crystal clear water. By the way, I pulled this card for myself, and it is very true. They are here to teach us to see the potential in everything and the light in all beings. Many Minnetakans have an odd longing for home, a struggle with feeling like they don't belong. It is thought that this is due to their home planet no longer being in existence. If you pulled this card, it could mean that you're a Minetaken, or are longing for a sense of belonging, and root chakra healing is necessary for you to feel secure and safe. Perhaps you feel this longing to find home without knowing where that is. Perhaps you've been moving around a lot and yearn for a place on Earth to call your own. If so, you're being called to connect with Mother Earth and create it for yourself now, to choose where you feel most at home and create it, rather than waiting for the feeling of belonging to come. One of the things I've learned about grounding is, like going outside and standing in grass. I think everybody knows that, but I'm probably the last person to find that out. But I do find that, hey, Brooklyn, I do find that that really helps me feel grounded. So yeah. All right. This is my last one. I'm going to do the last one, the same one, the light. The Work Your Light oracle. Oh, and somebody asked, they're all Rebecca Campbell. Both of the decks are Rebecca Campbell. And to me, like I liked the look of them, but it was really just synchronistic in that I was going through something and I was like, I need an answer for this now. And I literally just looked up on my phone for an app that had like oracle cards. And that was the first one I found. It just like stuck out to me and I thought they were beautiful. So I downloaded that app like 3 days before we went to Sedona. And then when we went to Sedona, I just like turned up and looked and I saw the box of them and I recognized the artwork. And I was like, oh my gosh, those are the cards I just downloaded on my phone. So I bought them. Who was this for? I already forgot. It was Brad. Brad, this is for you. Oh, there we go. All right, Brad. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. I like this card a lot. And I remember that this one's towards the beginning. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what's falling away to fall away, Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies as much as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you're going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing, to open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. I love that so much. And one day in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you're safe and you're held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. I love that card. It's one of my favorites. And that one really spoke to me when I got that one at a really important time that like I needed it so much. And it had that was another synchronicity because that was the one that I pulled for myself when we were in Sedona. And it was while we were in Sedona. Sorry, I'm sure that noise is probably not so great in the microphone. While we were in Sedona, I was actually doing speaking at a conference for Corey Good. And it was a virtual conference. So I was setting up at our Airbnb to like do this talk. And I was having absolute writer's block when it came to doing what I was going to be talking about. And I had this whole other idea for what I was going to be talking about. And I made notes and I like had my topic set and my speech set. And right before I was going to do it, I just completely said, no, I'm changing what I'm going to do. And is that ASMR with me shuffling the cards? And that was basically what I ended up speaking about, was that all of the bad stuff wasn't happening to you. It was happening for you. And all the bad, because I was like going through a time in my life where I was putting a lot of blame on somebody for like having wronged me and doing all these things to me. And then I was like, wait a second, when I look back on it, them doing that opened up this, and this for me and changed me in all of these ways. And I pictured life as a play. And at the end of the play, when the villain comes out, you clap for them, right? And because you see how important their role is and that they were so important to the story. And without them, there wouldn't be a story. And so without the terrible things in your life, the terrible people in your life, there wouldn't be a story. There wouldn't be any growth. So that to me is what that card kind of embodies, is that you cannot gain new perspective without growth. And just like a seed, you can't grow without breaking free. Man, I'm thirsty. Crying is thirsty work, guys. Let me tell you. What's going on with my hair? That's another thing I've learned in the last couple years. I'm glowing. It's salt water. It's tears and a ring light. You can't have good without bad. Exactly, Joe. Hydrate. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, definitely need that reminder all the time. Glad to be in this play with all of you guys. You know what, Elise? And you know exactly what I'm talking about and this whole situation that I've gone through. And yeah, you are an important player in this. And like all of my friends that have been so supportive of me. And, you know, everybody has such a, not that the whole world revolves around me, but from my perspective, I mean, and I'm sure we all would see this when we're really looking at things objectively in our lives, that like everything just is like forms perfectly. Even the really bad parts, even the really upsetting parts are very poetic. Some of our most impactful awakening and learning is through suffering. I agree. Ain't that some shit? Isn't that such a bummer? But at the same time, like if everything was easy, we'd miss it. I know it. All right, I'll do one more card. First person to say yes will get a card. Pick a card, any card. So yeah, I like to shuffle them until one flies out because okay. Is it Canada? Sorry, guys. Canada, we have a winner. Canada 0082. Canada. You know who you are. All right, which deck would you like, my friend? Would you like the Lightworker or the Starseed, please? Canada, thank you. Sorry, guys. Maybe I'll make this a Lightworker. Okay, cool. Which one's a Lightworker? I'll make this a feature if you guys like it. We could do this every week. Have your friends call my friends, and we could be friends. I'm old. Very, very old. And so not hip. So anyway, that's how I got it. Okay, that's the other thing that I'm learning. Even with the Seth material and all of these books about, ESP and channeling and all of these having friends that also have these incredible gifts and getting to meet people with these gifts. I'm doing this conference in a few weeks in Cocoa Beach with all of these people that have amazing gifts. Z, or Earth Star Healer. She's like, her voice is of an angel and she's just like incredible. Ivan Teller, who I've had a session with. Anyway, a lot of these really incredible people. And a reoccurring theme is just stop doubting yourself. And we get in our own way, and to set our own intention to get out of our way is when we will unlock a lot of these things. Somebody remind me to put that link for the Starseed Adventures, or if Tyler, you can put that link, please. If anybody wants to come see us in Florida, that's going to be an awesome time. So anyway, I couldn't get out of my head at first when I started doing these cards. I would always be like, did I pick that one? Because, whatever. So I just shuffle them until one comes flying out. So then I know it's not coming from me. And I don't doubt it. Thank you, Christina. My shuffle is pathetic. I will never be a gypsy or a Vegas girl. I actually used to play a lot of cards in college. At one point, I used to be able to shuffle. Apparently, it's not one of those skills that's like riding a bike. I thought, there you go. There's your card. Canada. Ooh. Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? I like that. That's a good one. Any day now. Nope. It's like they're kind of in. So stupid. It would help if I knew the alphabet too and didn't have to start at A. It's like it's sectioned into 3 sections, but there's no way to look at and then each section is alphabetized, but there's no way to look at the card and know which section it's in unless you just memorize them. In which case, let's just pick a new card. I'm just kidding. Here it is. Okay. The priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. Ooh, I like that. I embody that. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward too. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who's your tribe. Who is your tribe? Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it's because at some point in your life, you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you were and are, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they might be even right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggles, the peaks. I lost my place. You don't need to know the way. Just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. I like that idea of leading from beside rather than in front, because it isn't about, being a leader isn't about being above anybody else. It's just about, like the person that speaks up is like, hey guys, let's try this. Or, hey guys, has anybody thought about this? And that's kind of what I feel like I do here, and why I was fighting myself for so long. I had to really give into the thought, like, who am I? I'm not a scholar. I'm not an expert. I'm not, a contactee. I'm not, I don't have like an incredible story. Who am I to sit here and talk to people? But I think it is because I am incredibly ordinary that I think that I can connect with you guys. And I wanted to be able to show you what it looks like for an ordinary person to go through the awakening. And that's what I feel called to do here. So, and I do believe, I get a lot of really nice messages that it does help to hear perspectives like that. We can't just all listen to people that we, think are above us. Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity? That could be fun for a live stream. They have it available in online gaming. I have played that game. You know what I don't like about that? I like games with like hard rules where the answer is the answer is the answer. Like, I love trivia. I'm actually really good at Trivial Pursuit for some stupid reason. I don't know anything, okay? I don't know anything, but you set me down in front of a Trivial Pursuit, and this has been true since I was a kid, and somehow I just know the answers. I don't know why that is. But I actually got a boyfriend one time because I was at the beach. This is not Trivial Pursuit, but it was like random. It was random facts. I was at the beach and I was by myself, and there were these two guys, and one of them was testing the other one on flashcards. So it turns out that guy, he went to Pepperdine and he was studying for a test. And so every time he couldn't get, he'd get stumped when his friend was, because I was close enough to hear what they were saying, he would be like, hey, do you know blah, blah, blah. He was obviously flirting with me. And I was like, oh yeah, isn't that this, this, and this? I have no idea. It was just like, I was like channeling the information. I'm not smart. I don't know how this stuff was coming, but somehow, and he was like, wait, what? How did you know that? I'm like, I don't know. And then he was like, give her another one. And then they asked me another one, and somehow I knew it. And he was like, oh my gosh, like, how do you know this stuff? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I just got really lucky. I know the most random things about random things, and then really important information, I have no idea. Yes. Hey, Robert. Sharpened intuition gives us those answers. Yeah, that could definitely be. Or I could have, like, honestly, I don't know, maybe I just got lucky. Maybe it was synchronistic. Am I doing hypnosis sessions? Soon, soon, soon. I've got a, is that Matthew? Hi, Matthew. I'm not a Gemini. I'm a Capricorn. A great book is Rise, Sister, Rise, A Guide to Unleashing the Wise Wild Woman Within, by the person whose cards you are reading, Rebecca Campbell. Is Anita in here? I think my friend Anita is reading that book currently. That's really funny. Another synchronicity. She just sent me a picture of that book. Cool. Yeah, I am going to be doing hypnotherapy sessions very shortly. And I'm just brushing up on all of my skills, and I'm going to practice on a few people first. And I am going, because I need to really figure out how I'm going to do it remotely. I'm used to having somebody in my office with me and being able to look at their breathing and check their feet and, their pulse and, look at how their eyes are moving. And I know I can do some of those things still with a video conference, but I just am not super comfortable with it. So once I get comfortable with it, it probably will only take me a couple weeks. Then I will open my email address up. I'm not even going to bother making a website at first. I'm just going to tell you guys what my email address is, because I'm probably only going to take maybe a few sessions a week starting out to just kind of get my footing. And I will only be doing past life regression at first, because that is what I feel called to do. That is what I'm passionate about. And this is my house. So we'll see. I just realized we went 10 minutes over, and I got to go feed my kiddo. But thank you guys so much for being here. What do I have? Is there anything else that I wanted to mention? I feel like there was. I think in the description, I put my Linktree, so you can find my Telegram, the We the Media Telegram, the book club will be next Wednesday at, what time did I say? I think I said 10 Pacific on my Telegram chat. So if you go into the chat, you'll see at the very top, the voice thing will be, you just have to touch voice and it'll take you in there. And you can even just mute yourself and listen. You don't have to participate. But that's when we'll be discussing the Seth material. So I'm really excited about that. All right, you guys, thank you so much to my moderators. You guys rule. Thank you guys to all of you who were you're just always so supportive and lovely. And I will see you next week. Oh, and We the Media will, whatever, I'll let you know. Bye, guys.